Most of us begin to feel independence with our first set of wheels. Students in the class of 2013 who are drivers might identify with this notion, but today I'll ask all of you to think back a little bit earlier to the time when you first really got your first set of wheels, your first bicycle. Many of you might remember when you first rode a bicycle by yourself, truly by yourself, without training wheels. I remember this moment very clearly myself. I was only 5 years old and growing up in Glastonbury, Connecticut. I rode up and down the sidewalk 3 or 4 times on my trusty blue, Huffy, BMX-style bicycle. Then I looked down and I realized that my father had taken the training wheels off of the bike. I was flying, my heart was racing, and I couldn't believe that I was doing it myself. It felt like magic. I kept biking all through high school, and then in college I raced mountain bikes, and finally after graduate school I vowed to get a fixed gear bicycle. For those of you who may not have seen a fixed gear bicycle, it's generally a road-style bike with only one gear. If you rotate the pedals forward, the bicycle moves forward. If you rotate the pedals backwards, the bicycle moves backwards. On a fixed gear bike, you need to pedal all the time, even on a downhill. And if you don't pedal, the bike will stop. When you get to an uphill, you can't downshift. You can't wimp out. You have really no option but to ride hard and to attack. And then when you get to the top of the hill, you have to pedal on the way down. The logical question then is, why on earth would anyone want to ride a bike? The answer, for me at least, is that it brings me closer to a pure experience of riding than anything else at all. When I ride my bike, I better see and understand the road beneath my tires. This is not unlike the experience that stick shift drivers gain because of the extra handling their cars receive through the transmission. The fixed gear rider feels every change in the slope of the road, every undulation, and the cheating effect or float of being able to coast isn't present at all. You learn to react extremely quickly on a fixed gear since you're always moving. Your bicycle handling skills improve immeasurably, and your fitness increases at an astronomical rate. More important to me, though, is the sense of risk and reward that comes from riding a fixed gear bike. It's the road definitely less traveled. And riding a fixed gear bike only rewards the rider with as much as he or she puts in. This has taught me an unbelievable amount of patience. In fact, I've noticed that I have much more patience in different parts of my life when I'm consistently riding my bike. On a fixed gear, since there's only one gear, there will come a speed when the rider pretty much maxes out. You can't rotate the pedals any faster. This specific speed depends on the bike setup and the rider, but for me it's probably about 30 miles an hour. Still, over the course of thousands of miles, I have found that often, if another cyclist who is riding a standard geared bike speeds past me on a downhill, I can pass that cyclist back up on an uphill eventually. It might take 30 seconds, it might take a minute, it might take 10 minutes, but eventually I will be able to reel in that cyclist like a fish, or like a goal. That cyclist will come back to me. This deeper patience and the Zen-like experience of riding this particular type of bike is one of the magical things in life to me. When everything works, when everything comes together. And I'm working on such a natural level that I don't even remember I'm riding a bike at all. I know that the members of the class of 2013 understand these times when things magically come together, because this past year, I've seen you do it yourselves. These were the times when you worked together with underclassmen to win a recent league championship. These were the times when you were working on a trig identity problem and you were suddenly able to see 2 or 3 or even 4 steps ahead to the solution. These were the times when you were playing music with your friends and everything gelled so sweetly that you felt like you were floating. And these were the times when you were on stage and you nailed your lines and your blocking and your position because you weren't actually acting at all and you'd become the part that you were playing. These are the calculated risks that will reward you as you step out into the world and choose to work hard. Things in life that are worthwhile rarely come easily at all. They rarely drop into your lap. As Edgemont becomes the road falling away behind you, I hope that the road before you offers many more such magic moments, and that you cherish not just the reward, but also the effort that brings you there, as it has brought you here today. Class of 2013, I wish you all the best.